Hey guys, welcome to another spring season professionals tournament stream. This time we're watching the round robin day 3 and we will be following R2K versus Raid and R2K versus Eros. So we have R2K versus the world champion and R2K versus Eros, which will be a tiebreaker because both have 4 points so far. So these are going to be exciting matches, I have no doubt about that. So I'm going to take away the preview. And then you can see my beautiful garage on my press account with my beautiful Fury. The beautiful Poopsters seal thing that I got on this press account, which I will not be using because A, Poopsters and B, press account. But yeah, there we go. In a few minutes, let me just see how long that will be. In about 4 minutes or so, we will have a tournament room. And then we're gonna see what will happen, where everybody is going and all of that. But before that, I'm going to be busying myself a little bit with YouTube. And of course, I'm going to have you look at this pretty garage. But first, I'm going to take you to the tournament step. We're going to go here. We're going to go look at the chart. This is the scoreboard as it is right now. So that actually shows all of them. That's great. We have Eros and R2K both with 4 points. We have First with 3 points. Easy and Raid both with 2. Souls with 1. And Hapki and Win with no points just yet. And like I said, tonight is going to be exciting because we see the top 2 going off against each other basically. So that's going to be wicked. And I can't wait to see that. The maps that we're going to have is pretty interesting as well. Because first we have R2K going against Raid. And the first map that we have 2 matches on is Fort Despair. Now, for those that have been paying attention to the whole Twister season, Fort Despair is the map where Raid has always pushed the grill up into a really funny camping position that really worked out for them, and that is how they became world champions. So it will definitely be interesting to see if they still do that now, and whether or not they change the tactics, and whether or not it is incorporated in R2K's tactic as well, as in taking it into account that there might very well be a grill up there, or maybe another tank even. And after that, I'll just pull up Fort Despair actually. This is what it looks like. You have the space behind base C in the lower right corner. That is where the grill goes. We have A that is completely open, B that is more secluded, C that is sort of secluded but not completely. And overall, it's a very small map. And it's basically a map for super heavies. They do really well here. Lots of side scraping positions and everything. But if you get the grill in the corner, it can work out really well. Unless the enemy, of course, knows exactly where they should be expecting gunfire from, because then you can take it into account not to be in positions where that grill can shoot you. But yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. After, let me check. After Fort Despair, we get my favorite map of the game right now, which is Faust. And Faust is just so much fun. It is with all the bridges and the tunnels and everything. There are so many cheeky positions to get shots into the other side and all things like that. And it's just great fun. I absolutely love it. And that also makes it a pretty hard map for tournaments, I believe, because of those sneaky positions where you can get shots in and all the ups and downs of the literal map and everything. That makes it harder to just decide where to go, even as a team, I think. So we are now officially live again. If you want the coins, you need to watch through the portal. I've posted a link in the chat. I want to do so again. And take into account that if you watch multiple streams, you get more coins. So that might very well be worth doing. So I'm going to take away this map. And the third map that we're going to get if we have a tiebreaker is Black Goldville. So let me just grab that as well. That looks something like this. You have the mat base at A, you have the heavy base at C, and B a bit of everything in the middle, which can be very hard to kill. Well, not necessarily to cap, I should say, not to kill, sorry. And that is everything to do with that it's quite open and you can get quite some extensive lines of fire into that base from multiple locations. At the same time, if you do manage to cap that base, you're in for a treat, because then it will be very hard for the enemy to decap it again, or to steal it from you. But this is the map. It is not one of my favorite. It is interesting, but mostly when I play with fast tanks. So I'm gonna take this away. There is the invite to the room. I'm gonna ready up. And we're gonna see what they're gonna do. I have a feeling that we will possibly not be seeing this many bad chats. But we'll see. We have R2K loading in. Raid is partly there already as well. We still have 4.5 minutes left to go before we actually go into a match. And like I said, this is for the spare. I would be very surprised if Raid does not use a grill. Even if only for the psychological factor. Because even if they don't push that grill there, R2K, until the grill has been spotted, will always be wondering about where the grill is. Oh crap, I just got told that the link that I used did not work. So let me just remedy that real quick on Discord. Should be working though. I think I copied the event link that I was... Oh. Let me just remedy that. I'm gonna make sure I did press ready so I can't miss out on that. Okay, I fixed the link on Discord. And I'm gonna have to do that elsewhere as well because I copied the link in another location. Even though I'm not really sure that on the big server people will actually mind it. But all the same, have to make sure. There we go, fixed. Okay, so we have R2K that is completely readied up now. And they are ready with 2 113s, an IS4, an E5, an E3, a 268 and a bad chat. So that's an interesting lineup. And so far on the raid side we do not see a grill. I wonder if they're gonna push another tank there, because technically speaking that could be possible, but the grill does have the laser accuracy and does pack a wallop, so that is why the grill would generally work there. But at the same time, if they did it again now, people would, well, like I said, it's a psychological thing. You can expect them to do it, and then they don't do it, and then you don't expect them to do it, and then they do it. So taking a grill always has an effect on the enemy if Raid takes it on this map, basically. I'm gonna make sure that I have no maps in the screen, so that you will actually see the whole match and not just part of the screen. And Raid is almost ready as well. Dunchik is possibly, yeah, he's being switched out for General. Probably not playing the FV though, but they still have nearly 2 minutes left to go. Raid is doing some countdown stuff. What the hell? Okay, but so far Raid has 4 113s, a Batchet, an IS4 and a mouse. So a lot of firepower, a lot of focus fire. They still haven't completely decided what they're gonna do at R2K's side. So we'll probably see who gets to play. And we have the Honor that has not yet readied up. But we still have over a minute left to go. I quite like this counting up and counting down kind of thing. It's funny. It would be very terrible if someone accidentally forgot to ready up though. This is like the perfect way to waste time on waiting until you can actually go into the match. So I'm just gonna have my camera commands at the ready. Okay, R2K. Ooh, I like the Honor. You're driving the E6 again. Honestly, I really want that tank so much. It's so fun. For me, at least. It's like my greatest love of the game, the E5, before we had a divorce and it was ugly. So in half a minute we get to go. Raid has stuck with the 4 113s, a mouse, an IS4 and a Batchat. And on R2K's side we see IS4, 2 113s, an E3, an E6, a 268 and a Batchat. And in 10 seconds we get to go and we have R2K versus the world champions. No pressure at all on either side, to be honest. Should be fun. And here we go. Everyone is a pro this match. Honor lost the kitty. He used all the previous matches. He was also always using a kitty avatar, but not so now. We see Winch in the pretty bad chat. And we're gonna go up, up and away. And we have R2K going mainly towards base A and B. We have Winch that's probably gonna spot in the middle with a very aggressive push. We've seen this a few times now and it's absolutely lovely. He does get spotted early, some shots are being fired, and he takes a very cheeky position that will make it hard for Ray to push. He gets some cheeky shots in, and we have R2K moving into position to shoot those 113s going into the corner. And there goes Winch with his clip, he's now reloading. We have the Honor getting some fire in as well. No bases captured yet, but R2K is getting base B, and we see that Toby is getting base C for Raid. And we have some... Woof, that was a big hit. Messi is almost out for the count. And you see that this position that Winch is in is just absolutely evil. And it works so... Ooh, wow. That shot though. There goes Finblue. We have now the 3 from R2K moving in, even though that E3 is there. They are going to be killing off Messi. And now Sig is also in a lot of trouble. The Honor is almost dead now. He got hammered, absolutely hammered. But R2K has already lost, Raid has already lost 3 tanks. We have Drizzle in the mouse that is now taking out the Honor. We have Zerd in trouble. But look at these guys. They are circling that E3. That E3 is not going to know what hit him. And he's just being absolutely massacred. And with one more reload, there he goes. Zerd is now dead though. But it's 5 versus 3. We have 5 versus 2. We have an IS-4 and a Batchat left. The Batchat is coming up behind base B. And he's shooting the E3. But the 268 is even ignoring the IS-4 to just go straight on to the Batchat. Even though the 1mo is getting killed. But now Baya has been shot. And now we have some HEing to do. And there he goes. And the first match is R2K's. That was a little bit of a massacre, guys. That was awesome. Look at the difference in damage. Wow. Just the way that Winch spotted those 113s going to the corner, and the way that R2K completely capitalized on that spotting. It was just lovely. So, readying up, 1.5 minutes left to go. And then we get to see the second match, and I wonder if we're gonna see a different lineup. On Raid side, definitely we see now 2 E3s, a T22 medium, 113 this time, 2 IS-4s and a 268. So that's a lot more firepower than before. And on R2K side we see 2 IS-4s, 2 113s, an E3, a mouse and a Batchat. So we are going to be seeing something different, I believe. But I wonder what we're going to see, because I'm not sure yet. Object 3 is unready, so he might not take the IS-4 after all, or just be changing ammo or camo. And he's back. Everyone is ready. We have 44 seconds left to go. And we just have to wait patiently. And now Raid is not doing the countdown, count up kind of thing that they did before. That looked really funny. I think they're all trying to focus on the next battle. Because even though it's best of 5, so they still have a few games to go, this has been sort of dubbed like Raid's map. So they are expected more on this map than on other maps to perform really well here. And that might have shocked them a little bit, last match, the way that went. So in 10 seconds we get to go into the battle, and we get to see what they do, and we get to see what happens. I have been seeing a T22 medium in these matches before, and it did not perform as well as expected, but it is a very strong tank, so I'm very curious to see how this will be going. There's my Corpse of the Fury, which will literally go up in smoke as we enter the battle, which is really funny in my opinion. There he goes. We go up, up and away along with the tank. And we have Winch again making an aggressive push towards base B. We have now R2K going for base C instead of base A, which I think is a good call. But the Batchat is now going to encounter a T22, and that might be a little bit of a problem. Ooh, he is paying for that immediately. But with not as much health as I thought he would. He is pulling back a little bit. He is staying spotted. He is spotting that T22. And I think that is a brilliant move, because that will probably mean that Raid expects R2K to be there, when most of them are over here. We see some shots being fired, but no one's getting a base yet. No one is actually moving in yet. We have one Mo pulling back. We have Winch pulling back. The T22 is hovering around the base in the middle now. 3 of the 4 have been spotted now, so they know that there are people here. And we just have to see what happens. Ooh, that was a big shot into the mouse. And Winch did lose a bit of HP before, which means that now Raid has an HP advantage. But it's not all that much. Messi is being targeted. We have the 268 all the way in the corner over there. And we have R2K now slowly pulling back, potentially making a push on the other side, leaving the mouse to fend for himself. But that's a clever move, because basically Raid is doing the same, by the way. But it's a clever move because people are expecting their tanks to be here. They won't be expecting people to go all the way. Ooh, that was a big shot into the one Mo over there. We have the Honor and General and Winch now all moving towards the corner, probably wanting to take out that 268, but they know that Fen Blue is going there as well. We have Winch that is changing position again, deciding to go elsewhere, staying behind the rocks, probably not wanting to get HE'd. We see some shots going into the General. This is going to be some interesting fireworks. They need to focus fire. They need to work it out. Winch has come, and they are focusing that 268. You want the biggest gun out of the way first. And Zerd is losing a lot of HP in the middle. Winch has lost quite a bit of HP, but there goes Toby. And there goes Winch. So both teams have lost a tank, but R2K is quite a bit behind on HP. There goes the Honor. Now they're also behind on guns. And we see Edgar in the mouse having trouble. We have Messi. Zerd is now dead. We have Messi facing down the E3. But the E3 now has a few guns behind, and General is almost dead. This is not looking good for R2K. And this is definitely a nice revenge match from Raid. Now it's 6 versus 3. The one Mo is reloading. We have the mouse being focused. We have the E3 that is probably going to kill off the T22 now. But there is way too much firepower here for R2K to handle now. There goes Edgar. We have the one Mo holding against Drizzle and Finblue. And we have Object holding against 3, which includes 2 E3s. That is not looking well. He is rushing in, but basically this is lost and they all know it. Edgar is now all alone versus 3. He's not going to survive another shot. He actually is surviving another shot. He's not going to get a chance to fire another though, and he is killed. And Raid gets a second match. And again, this is sort of like the mirror image of what we saw in the last battle, with damage-wise and everything. That's just wicked. So now we are moving maps. We are gonna go to my beloved Faust, which looks like this with the 4 bases. 1 base closest to each spawn. We have the Met base A and we have base B in the middle, which is a very tricky base because there's so many lines of fire into it. But again, with most tricky bases, if you get that early cap, it will be very hard for the enemy to take it from you. I'm gonna take it away again so that I don't miss out on the matches and that you don't have a map in halfway in your screen. And we just have to wait 1 more minute. We have R2K that is completely readied up with an IS-4, 2 AMX 50Bs, a Batchat, a 215B, a mouse and a 268. So that's a nice combination of firepower and mobility. And we have a Raid now completely readied up with a Batchat, an IS-7, 2 IS-7s even, 3 113s and a T22 medium. So now we just have 40 seconds left to go before we enter the match. And then we get to see what happens. In the meantime, I'm quickly gonna do the coin quote in the chat, so that people know where to go if they want to get coins. And again, if you watch multiple streams, you get multiple coins, so that might be worth it. And in 18 seconds, we get to go into the match. We're gonna see what happens on Faust. And now we enter the countdown. And here we go. I'm always so scared that I left the map on or did something else that's stupid. So I keep double checking everything basically. Throughout the whole stream, even though I've not changed anything. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna go into the corner, see what they do. My tank goes up in smoke. We have the Honor going up. We have Zerd that is gonna go and cap base D. We have the 268 together with the Batchet going towards A, where they will possibly meet some 113s. We have the AMX 50Bs that have been spotted. Well, one of them has. We see first damage being done. No one is going to go to base C. And that might be trouble for our Batchet and our 268. But they should be noticing that now. And we have R2K. Ooh, that was some nice shooting into Zerd there. We have now the Batchet slowly pulling back a little bit, keeping tabs on where they are. They know that they are there. They are running away. We have Edgar escaping base B, and not much that the raid can do about it. And we have Zerd going up near base C, but they're not going in for the cap just yet. And ooh, that mouse lost some health there, but he is moving position, and I understand because you don't want to be there much longer than you need to. That Batchet got lucky there. Nice way to dodge a shot. And the pressure is on raid because now R2K has 2 bases. But R2K is in positions where they can quickly cover each other. And you see that the Batchet is now moving up, potentially to cover Zerd. We have the 113s and the IS-7 that are turning around. We see a little bit of HP being lost on both sides. But the main pressure will be in those points. And it will be up to General to spot them coming now. They need to be careful. They need to preserve their HP as much as possible. Zerd did take a hit there. Ooh, but so did Sig. And we now have the T-22, the 113, and the IS-7 and the other 113 moving in. We have the Batchet that is moving away quite quickly. We have Object 3 that is waiting for a target. And that definitely hit. And Raid is losing a lot of HP. But they are capping a second base, but the question is, will it be enough? Because now, Raid has 2 bases, R2K has 2 bases, but R2K is about 150 points ahead of them, well, 140 to be exact. Now the mouse is in trouble. He has the IS-7 and the Batchet coming up. We have the AMX 50B with 2 shots left though, so he just needs to find the target. The mouse is bouncing some nice shots there. We have no party without me that is moving in. And basically the mouse is being targeted. He's the one that's being taken out. They need to be careful about that. We have the MX is moving in for the Batchet and the IS-7 here now. Big shots going into the Batchet. Both Batchets now. But there goes one Batchet and now it's the IS-7 that will be in trouble. Getting focused. I can't really show you it all too well, but we do see some massive hits going into him. And there he goes. We're gonna go up and away again to watch the rest of the fire unfold. We have Zerd that is... we have tanks falling onto each other. Okay, sorry. I can't help but laugh at that. We have Edgar that is low HP. We have Zerd that is bouncing on the T-22. And he is using the train tracks expertly to avoid fire from that 113. And he might still survive this one, but I'm not entirely sure. He dies and it's a 7-0 for Raid. For R2K, sorry. Well, 0-7 for Raid. Wow. What a game that was. With some really funny moments, to be honest, with the tanks falling onto each other like that. And I wonder if we're going to see Raid regroup the same way that we did last time after they lost one battle. Then they completely regrouped and just basically pwned the next match. And that was just wicked to see. And now we see them completely readied up with a Batchet, 2 IS-4s, an E3, a Jaeger, a 268 and a T-22 medium. Whereas R2K is still moving around a little bit with what they want to drive. We might be see a possible switch, but we have Zerd in the IS-4, General in the Batchet, No Party Without Me in the 1MO in the AMX 50Bs, the Honor in the 215B, Edgar in the IS-7, and Winch in the E50M. completely different lineup. Well, sort of actually. We have the E50M, we haven't seen that one yet before. But it's like a different combination, and that means different things. It all can also mean, this is the love, this is just, it's all speculation. When I talk about the maps and what they're gonna do, it's all complete speculation. And it's actually so much fun, because then they enter the battle and then they do completely the opposite of what I expect them to do. And I'm like, oh, okay, you can do that too then. And it's just lovely. So in 20 seconds we get to go and see another match on Faust. And this is why I love Faust. It is such an interesting map. And it's a map where you need to be in position, where you can pull back together really quickly. And where you can push together really quickly. But if you don't quite manage to do one or the other, because of all the different positions that you can be in, it doesn't work out. So here we go into the battle on Faust. And the pressure will be on Raid now, because any match that R2K now wins, they get the point. And Raid has to win this match and the next one in order to win. And R2K can win either this one or the next one. So let's go up and away, see what they do and where they go. We have the E50M gonna go towards base A, where he might meet a Batchat. We have this Batchat that is gonna go and grab base C. He will be covered a little bit by the Honor. And we have people already being spotted. But they are out of the line of fire. We see some shooting happening, but not all that much. And R2K is already capitalizing on 2 bases. We have Winch that is holding back, not yet moving. He is moving a little bit now though, but he is holding, same as the Batchat on the other side. We have the one Mo that is losing a little bit of HP. But R2K definitely has the point advantage and the base advantage again, so the pressure will be on Raid to react. The one Mo does need to be a little bit more defensive though, because he's losing quite a bit of HP every time he peeks out. We now have Bia and Drizzle that are moving in, and they might be pushing for base C. Winch is now taking base A, and we have R2K taking a different kind of position, creating some crossfire into their base. They are covering their base even if they are not completely close to it. We have Bia that is now going to move in, but R2K has 3 bases now, and even if they cap base C, the point advantage will be in R2K's advantage, but Raid has a bit more HP advantage, so it can be very tricky to see what happens, because the pressure will still be on Raid. And it will be interesting to see what they do. Dion is in a bit of a precarious position there. The one Mo lost quite a bit of HP, so he has to be a bit careful. We have the T22 that is just holding at the back. I'm just going to take you all the way over. I think we're going to see the most action here, because these 2 IS-4s are likely going to want to go after the Honor. One of them is putting back. Bia is watching them. They are definitely overlooking that base C. They don't want it to get stolen back. And we just have to wait. There's a bit of a stalemate going on, not much happening on either side, but the pressure is on Raid, and they will have to make the push. The Honor has to be careful. He is losing a lot of HP and being on fire, which does not help. And he's now a one-shot. But we are at 650 points. We have Zerd that is side-scraping here, taking a good position. The Honor has to be very careful now, because every kill that Raid makes will be very costly in points. Same with Zerd, he is taking some damage here. Same as Edgar, more in the middle. R2K is readying for a push. We see some fireworks going on. And the Honor is just working to stay alive. And he kind of has to. There goes Zerd. And the Honor has to be careful. We are seeing some points here. R2K is rushing back to help their teammates. But we have some damage going on. Honor is still alive somehow, but it's not going to last long with Sick arriving. There he goes. And now R2K is down 2 guns. Raid has the point advantage. They will have to make it count. The IS-4 is being targeted. And there he goes. But R2K is bleeding HP. We have an IS-7 here. That is in a lot of trouble now, especially if he gets HE'd like that. But he does get shot. There he goes. And now it's 6 versus 4. Point advantage in raid's advantage. Now definitely with the... and we have no party without me. That is almost dead. There goes the one Mo. And the only one that is left with a little bit of HP is General. But he's not going to be able to do much about it. Except run and hope he survives. But he would have to cap both bases miraculously, and Raid is definitely not going to give this one away. So this game is Raid's, and it's going up quite nicely. We get to go to the tiebreaker. And there we go. 1k points, matches Raid's. Just replying to something in the chat. Because people don't understand what it means that there is a delay. Basically, there's a delay of 5 minutes on the screen on the stream. So that means that everything you see happened 5 minutes ago. And that means that everything I say also happened 5 minutes ago when you hear it. So there is no way that any team can see the lineup. This is basically the deal that we have in order to stream. We have to use that delay to make sure that no team can sneak stripe the other and know where people are going, what they're doing and all of that. So we got the tiebreaker, which is Black Goldville. I'll bring it up really quickly. It looks like this, 3 bases. Tricky map, stuff happens, people got shot and everything. And there goes the map. And we have R2K ready with an STB, a Batchat, 2 113s, an IS4, a 268 and a 215B. And we see Raid readying up with 3 IS7s, an IS4, a Batchat and 2 T22 mediums. Say that 10 times fast. And basically we have about half a minute left to go before we go into the battle. And then we get to go and see what happens in the tiebreaker. Meanwhile, also to explain, there is game sound. The only reason that you can't really hear it is because I'm using the free camera and I'm staying high up, so you don't actually hear the game sounds all that much. So here we go. Let's see what this is gonna be interesting. Oof. This is way too much excitement for me, to be honest. We have R2K focusing on a little bit of every side, and we have Raid doing almost the same, only they are not focusing on C. So I think that if General pushes in there, they will have a free cap. But at the same time, they are abandoning base A, mostly. And we have people overlooking other positions and not spotting each other yet. We see some spots going on. We have Raid that is capping base A, and now we see General that is capping base C soon. And we have Zerd moving in for base B, because you want that point advantage, you want to put that pressure on your enemy team. And if they get that, that means that they will just have to hold. They have to hold together, take defensive positions. We have the IS-7 that is going to move in for Zerd. Or not even, they're going to go towards base C. We see people getting spotted, Zerd getting out of the way. That was a very much missed shot. And R2K just has to be defensive now. They left the Batchet up there to protect base A. But they have to just hold and try to survive. And we have General that is moving in a little bit to see who is coming. I think... sorry. I think that is a good call. And we have now the IS-4 that is gonna go... Well, he's not... He's overlooking base B. I think he really wants base B, but he's not really getting it cheaply if he does. We have Edgar that is trying to get some shots in over there. We have one of the T22 mediums and the Batchat in the cave. And they are now starting to move. I think they're gonna try and pincer them. Raid is losing a little bit of HP, but not much. And we now see that T22 and the Batchat moving. and they will need to be careful. But R2K is not one to get caught. I'm surprised all that easily. We see some blind shots going on into certain positions. We have Zerd that has turned around into the STB. He is spotting people. And now the fire is gonna go. We have Finblue that is trying to steal base B. He might be getting away with it. We have the Batchat and the T-22 that are now rushing the STB. Zerd is getting out of the way, but he's gonna lose quite a bit of HP trying to do that. He has to be careful, especially now that he's getting rushed. We see lots of fireworks going on all around. We have Zerd that is being absolutely destroyed. We have Bia that just got massacred. And we have some 113 versus IS-7 action over here. Zerd is not going to survive for much longer. Edgar is capping base B again. We have R2K abandoning Sick to help save Edgar. But he does lose his life. R2K lost 2 guns now. But this will be a very tricky game. We have the one Mo that just disappeared. And No Party Without Me is trying to go after Messi. But he is getting shot from behind. The T-22 medium is moving in. He is now being focus fire, but No Party Without Me is very low on health. This can really go either way, and it's way too exciting. We have Winch moving in and losing a ton of HP. They want to get that point. They want to get that base back. They need to work together to make this work. We have the General that is killing off. We have now an IS-7 in the middle. And now it's 3 versus 2, but Winch is almost dead. There goes Winch. But R2K might have that if they take this base. But the Batchat is... We're gonna have some Batchat action. Rem going on. And Object 3 needs to get that base. Come on. Ooh, they do that instead. Well, no, they got it. Oh my god. Guys, honestly. way too exciting this, but that was awesome. These are the matches I do it for, guys. Lovely. Awesome. And yes, I know I'm repeating pretty words, but that I mean it. I love this kind of thing. It's so exciting. It can go either way, and it's just... Oof. Massive. And that is the first match of today over and gone. And after this, we still get to see R2K versus Eros. Oh my word. So let's see what the chart says. We have Eros that won, not quite unexpectedly, versus Easy this time. Then we have First that grabbed the point. Let's see. They were up against Souls. And then we have Wind who grabbed the point. Versus... Hapki. So this is definitely turning into a very interesting night. My word, what a match. I see someone in the chat that they shouldn't make this so exciting. I agree and I disagree because it's absolutely awesome and I absolutely love it. So we have about 60 minutes before we get to go into the next match. We have about 60 minutes to calm ourselves, open a crate and play a replay. I got a replay and I was told that I had to play it because it was really funny. So I'm gonna look at that and I'm gonna click that and we're gonna be watching this replay. Nice camouflage. I'm very curious what will happen in this battle. Well, this is promising. What is he doing? Righto. No enemy has been spotted yet. And we go towards base C. I like watching a replay. Replays are nice and relaxing. He has been spotted now though, so he has to be careful. You can't really get shots in there. No, now he can. That is a nice position to be in. But it is tricky to hold, especially when you're being pushed to the side by your supposed teammate. And he's relocating, but he's being like followed by... Nice shot. By the grill, who is getting shot a little bit. His team now has 2 bases. The grill is still following our grill. Nice. Honestly, if it's not one TD bumping into you, it's another one. Ooh, that is evil. Honestly, what is up with this grill though? This is something that you can actually send to support and just get someone reported. Nice shot. 3k damage so far. I just saw a comment about the whole camera thing. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't split my screen into 2. I only have 1 position. This grill, honestly. He's not even shooting. He's just being... blocking. He's still doing quite a bit of damage though. 4k now. There we go. Don't get sandwiched. He's gonna have to HE himself a little bit. There we go. Nearly 5k damage. And he won it. First class, despite having this guy right beside it. This is obviously very much a troll account. Disgusting. But well played. Well survived, honestly, with that guy with you. I would love it if I could show multiple things at the same time, but I only have 1 screen at that. I only have 1 spectator position, so I can't really show you much more than I already do. And the reason I choose to stay up quite a bit is it's not completely. No, I think it is ready. Yeah. The reason I use the flying camera so much and don't really zoom in is because I want to show you as much as of what happens as possible. And if I zoom in a lot and I focus on individual tanks too much, you miss out what happens around you. And that is just... I don't want that. I want you to show. I want to show you what happens in the whole of the battle. And I know that I can't even do that, because I do have to focus on certain things to commentate on. So there will always be things that you will miss based on what I can't show you and on what I can't tell you. So basically that's the position that I'm in. I can only do my best, and I feel that showing you most of the battle will do you more good than showing you individual little battles, unless I have the luxury to focus on that. But it depends on what else is going on. And it's very unlikely to have the luxury of showing one-on-one thing in these matches. A little bit, but it's highly unlikely. When it happens, I do tend to show that if I can. But if because of that you would miss very important developments in the game, it would not be worth it. I'm gonna make the coins thing again. And we're gonna see what happens. I absolutely adore these matches that we've seen so far. That was so absolutely wicked. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna risk showing you another replay, because in about, well, it's actually about 5 minutes that we get the room. So I potentially might have, but I don't want to risk it. So we just look at my pretty fury, and I'm just commentating on how I stream and everything. I know that I am not a pro. I would love to be, but I can only do my best, and I hope that my best is good enough. That's basically it. So, and to explain again, if you watch through the portal, you get coins, but make sure you are logged in. And if you watch multiple streams, you get more coins, so that's worth it too. And it helps also give my fellow YouTubers a little bit of watch time as well, so that would be wicked, because we all, well, they definitely deserve it, and I just like it. So now we just wait for the room. About this whole streaming thing, I've not been YouTubing all that much due to health issues and all of that, but this is something that I can do, and it is tiring, but at the same time it also gives me energy, so it's something I absolutely love doing this. And it's just so much fun. It's like having a front row seat and then seeing matches like the ones we just saw. That's just awesome. I love that, and I love being able to stream that, and I love the fact that I know that not everybody likes it, but I like the fact that some people like the way that I commentate and like the way that I describe things and all of that. And yeah, that makes it for me. That this is just, it's so much fun to do. And this is the kind of gameplay that you don't get to see in randoms, whether it's Encounter or Supremacy. You just generally don't. The way that these teams, and I'm talking about all the teams in pretty much all the tournaments, they work together. They are generally on a voice together, coordinating together, building tactics together, picking tanks based on what would help best with another tank in certain positions, or what will work best on certain maps, and all of that. It's just, it's fun. It's a whole other level of gameplay, and I would love to participate in that kind of gameplay. I know that I literally don't have the concentration for it right now, nor the energy, but I would love to participate in that. I remember back in Phoenix, we had trainings and for the first Twister Cup and everything. And I was a part of that scene, even though I didn't get to play all that much. But it was just so much fun. And I was very insecure at the time, because not so much the fact that I feared that I would noob or whatever. I consider myself, I'm definitely not like an expert or anything, but I consider myself quite a good player. But the fact that any action that I did, any minute mistakes that I would make my team pay, that's a whole other lot of pressure. And that is scary as can be. And that for me is why I'm hesitant. Not just the pressure, but it's also the stress of it all, the amount of time you have to put in to get these trainings together, to play those trainings too, to be honest, to discuss tactics, to get together, to discuss those tactics, and talk about tanks, grind tanks that are new to the game, because you have to have them straight away, and all of things like that. And it's just, wow. I admire the dedication that people put in it. At the same time, I do worry a little bit about studies and all of that, because of the amount of time and energy that goes into this. Then it's a game, so yeah. But I do admire the dedication that people put into it, and just the way that they make it work. These are teams that have been together for quite a long time, and have played together for quite a long time, and even though they've switched clans thereabout and they've changed things up and all of that, they've known each other. They know the enemy players as well. And it's just, it's a whole different aspect of the game. You don't get this stuff in randoms. Just doesn't happen. And now we have a room, so let's go. I'm gonna ready up and I'm gonna get my cheat sheet because we are moving to different maps. We are now gonna have R2K versus Eros. And we are gonna start with Alpenstadt. Alpenstadt is one of the newer maps that we have. It is a very interesting map. You have sort of like the map base at A, the heavy base at C, and something in the middle that is quite tricky to cap. But with all of these bases, there are great lines of fire into the bases, and that makes it a very difficult map to cap bases on. You can get possibly cheeky early caps, but you have to expect that pretty much every base that you want to cap, you will get shot in. So that is the first map that we get. After that, we get another map that I quite like, which is Canyon. Canyon, also 3 bases, similar thing. You have lines of fire into most bases, mostly into B, because B is on the top of a little hill thing. And you have base C, you get shots. The base C mark is actually off. This is like the standard image used for tactics, but base B is actually more up in the corner. Just so you know. But there are lines of fire from base C into base B, and the same thing from A. These are all tricky bases to cap, tricky bases to keep, and tricky bases to hold. So I'm gonna deactivate map. We have 3.5 minutes left to go. Pretty sure Eros will be here. They're just not shown up yet. But we have a completely ready R2K with 2 IS-4s, 2 grills, a Batchat, an E3 and a 140. So that's a lot of firepower for not that big a map. It will be difficult for R2K to run away with these tanks. But it does sound promising. We have Eros now getting into the lineup a little bit. And this will be fun. In 3 minutes we got to go. I did show you 2 of the maps. I'm gonna show you the 3rd one as well. If we have a tiebreaker, we go to this one, Castilla. Castilla, definitely not one of my favorite maps. It is interesting in randoms and, well, yeah, in randoms when it's supremacy. I don't like it in encounter at all because this is just camper map. And in supremacy, you can force people into action a lot more, so that's what I like about it. And basically that's it. You have the med base at base A, you have the heavy base at base C, but you don't want to be found that there. Well, probably if you go there, you will be found that there. And we have base B in the middle. But if we go there, I'll call this up again. I am removing the map to not have it not be in the stream. And we are almost all ready to go. Eros has readied up with an E100, an AMX 50B, 4 IS-4s and potentially another AMX 50B. This is a team of players that has been molded by other clans, but they've come together now and they are in one team now, and that's gonna be awesome to play. This for me, as much as Raid is the world champion, this for me is the Battle of the Titans here. And this is also the tiebreaker because these 2 teams have won all points so far, and what happens tonight creates a point difference. I'm just gonna have the coin thing again. Every time I see someone talk about coins, I'm just gonna copy paste that into the chat. We have just over a minute left to go. Karolak is not probably how you pronounce it, but Karolak is not yet ready up, but now he is with the Batchat. So we have an E100, 2 AMX 50Bs, 3 IS-4s and a Batchat. And on the other hand, like I said, we have the 2 IS-4s, the Batchat, 140, E3 and 2 grills. Grills I always find so tricky in maps like this, and that has everything to do with the fact that it has no armor. It has pretty much laser accuracy, it can pack a wallop, and if you have 2 against you it might be a big trouble, but at the same time every tank can HE the grill, and that makes it difficult. And if you are an AMX 50B and you have a grill in front of you, and you have HE, you pen every shot. That will be very tricky for the grill to survive, if it is even possible. So 19 seconds left to go before we get to go to Alpenstadt and see what they do. I quite like this map in randoms. It is very versatile. It also allows for a lot of different tanks to do well depending on where you go. And I quite like that. At the same time, it's very easy to go one way and meet the entire enemy team there, regardless of which way you go. Except possibly base B, but base B is not something that you want to just blunder into. So here we go. Let's see what happens. We have the grills, the object 140, the batchat going towards base A. We have all of Eros readying for a push, and I hope that R2K is prepared for that, because they are coming straight to the middle, and Edgar is going to be taking the brunt of that. They are just waiting. They are waiting for targets. Edgar, be careful. AMXs have been spotted. We see some bounces going on. We have Zert that is moving in. And we have the batchat that is taking shots. AMXs is losing health. Eros is moving in. And we see some more shots being taken. R2K captured base A. And now Eros is taking base C. But they are leaving base B. And now ooh! That batchat just got hurt. And now the pressure will be on Eros to make a move. But R2K is quite a bit spread out. And if Eros sticks together, they can be in a lot of trouble. But the one Mo has now been spotted and he's alone. He can be in great bits of trouble here. And we have R2K pushing a little bit, but holding mostly at the back with the grills in positions to help their guys if they get rushed. The only one that is all alone is Mo here. We have Eros that is moving back a little bit, but R2K is nicely spread out and spotting in all positions. R2K has a little bit of point advantage, but not all that much. And HP wise, it's pretty much even. So it will be difficult. Bounce going on there. Batchat potentially in a bit of trouble. No party without me in a bit of trouble. He has to. Ooh, that was lucky. We have Eros repositioning themselves. Probably readying for a push. That bounce though. I like seeing the trace lines of where it goes. We see some more damage being done. But not all that much. We have the one Mo that is taking refuge now with the two IS-4s. Which I think is a very good call because you don't want to leave him there all alone. And there's steadily some HP being eaten away, but not all that much. Romka now spotted, Vader not, but he's moving up behind. The batchat is gonna see him pretty soon, I reckon. Some shots happening, but not all that much. The AMXs are holding at the back. They are relatively... Well, one of them is. Angie is now moving along with Vader. And we have General that is now moving. Eros is making a move. They are going towards base C. We have the IS-4. Ooh, that was a massive shot into the grill there. And he has to be careful. That was, yeah, definitely the E100. We have R2K now grabbing both bases, base C and base D. And the pressure then will definitely be on Eros. Because it will be very hard for them to decap this. But they are moving in now. They are making a little bit of a rush. But there's not really anyone where they are rushing. And I think that that is absolutely brilliant. They have 3 bases. So the pressure will so be on Eros now. We have the batchat that is running away. The guerrillas have pulled into the city. We have the AMX 50Bs that are pushing there. And they are getting shot as they come up. We have the E3 and the IS-4 just holding. And there goes Engie. And now Eros has stolen base A. But I think that might just be a little bit too late. We have Edgar that is almost out of HP. But Eros is losing a lot of HP for this. And they need to be careful. If they just stay alive, they will have this. But it's that staying alive thing that might make it difficult. We have some action on the IS-4 going here. I think the IS-4 going here on his own, it might just have cost him the game. Because now we are at 990 points. And we are almost there, and R2K has it. But what a close game that was. I think that if R2K had not pushed all the way back into the city together, oof, this would have been very different indeed. That was awesome. Again, I love these matches. So in 1.5 minutes we get to go back into the game, we get to go back to Alpenstadt and we get to see possibly something else. Now we see R2K completely readied up with 2 IS-4s, an E3, an AMX 50B, a Batchat and 2 grills again. Those grills are so tricky. If they can do the damage, then it's definitely worth taking. But you saw how much HP that one grill just lost from one shot from the E100. Oof. And on the other side, we see Eros now ready up with 3 IS-4s, a 113, 2 268s, and an STB. So they have left behind the AMX 50Bs. We're going to see something quite different. I thought for sure, to be honest, that they would be pushing through the middle when Eros made that move. And maybe if they had done that, it would have been quite different. And in 35 seconds we get to go into the game. We get to see what they do. Second match in Alpenstadt. And I am loving this evening. If I had been seeing matches like this in the finals, I would have been so happy. I like it when the teams are pretty evenly matched, doing really interesting stuff. And it's just, yeah, it can go either which way, and that's just lovely. And here we go. Whew. I don't know about you guys, but this is a little bit much for me. Let's go up, up and away. We have Eros moving towards base A. We have the grills and the Batchat moving more towards the middle. The Batchat there to spot people. And with the IS-4 in the middle, we have Zerd and Edgar moving towards base B, together with the Monmo behind them. Nobody without me is overlooking base C. He is there to decap it, I think, if needed. We see some shots being taken, blind shot being taken into the bush, but no damage being done. Eros is now capping base A. And that was decapped just a little bit, but he has to, yeah, that definitely cost him. Ooh, that is one near that Batchat. And now R2K is pulling out of that side of the map. And they will need to get a base in order to get the point advantage back. And they will need to make a move. And then it will be up to R2K to make the move. Blind shots be happening. Eros making a move now, taking similar positions that we saw R2K take last match. And that is a very good move. We have Zerd in a position. We have R2K, Eros repositioning themselves a little bit. Zerd taking a shot there, but they are capping the base. And this will be tricky because they're now around 90 points behind. So that is 2.5 tanks about. Well, pretty much 3 kills you have to make. And we're down 1 Batchat on health. The grills have been spotted. They need to be careful, especially with those 268s there. You don't want to lose that HP. Winch taking shots. And R2K will have to make a move. We have Eros now moving into the middle of the city. And R2K is in a very precarious position. They are pretty much in the similar position that Eros was in last match. We have now Eros pushing in the middle. Some shots going in. The one Mo being a little bit on his own with help behind. But he will need to be careful. Shots going into the 268. But they got base B now as well. And now the pressure is definitely on R2K to do stuff. Whoopsie is losing HP. Zerd is losing quite a bit of HP. But Eros is paying for it. Edgar has to be careful there though, especially with the 268. We have No Party Without Me, that is now completely dead. I was gonna say almost dead. And R2K has a very tricky job here. They are losing a lot of HP. The HP difference is now 3k. The point difference is 250. So this is definitely not good. And they are gunned down. So I think it's pretty clear that this game will be Eros's. And now we have the IS-4 that is going to be killing off Edgar, I believe. Or potentially the grill. We see shots being taken, but it's not enough. They are now at 895, and there goes Edgar. The one Mo is losing HP. We have Winch that is moving in. That now died. And with that, the game is over. And it's Eros' win. Again, what a game! And it's lovely to see that even though they just held in this very similar way, basically now the roles were reversed. We get to see similar things that we saw versus Raid. Oh, hang on. I want to stay there. Let's ready up. I'm gonna activate a little bit more sound. I don't want the game sounds to overpower my voice. That's mainly why I keep the volume down so much. So let's see if this works. We have little less than 1.5 minutes left to go. And we have R2K readying up. Again with the 2 grills. That is something that I... Well, now it's for Canyon. We go to a completely different map, but we still keep the 2 grills. I think that's so risky, but okay. We have Zerd in the IS-4. We have a Batchat. We have potentially 2 IS-7s and Mouse. Oh, no, we have 1 IS-4, 1 IS-7, a Batchat, a Mouse, a 113 and 2 grills. And on on Eros' side we see 1 IS-7, a 140, a Batchat, 2 113s and potentially 2 IS-4s. But we're not 100% certain yet if that is what Whoops is going to stick to. No, he's going to take a 113. So we have 3 113s now and 1 IS-4. Half a minute left to go. Donchik just went offline, but he's not in the team, so that is not really... Well, he is technically in the team, but you know what I mean. He's not in the battle queue. So now we just have to wait about 10 more seconds, and then we get to go into the match, and we get to go see what happens on Canyon for the 3rd match. And here we go. So up and away. Let's see where they go, what they do. We have General that is going to go towards base A. We have most of the team hanging around potentially at the train tracks over there. And we have Eros focusing mainly on base C with an IS-7 nearing base B. In general going for a cheeky ace cap, which I think is a good call. Because if you can get this cap early, that is good. But both teams are now capping a base. And it will be pretty much a tie. Eros will have a tiny point advantage due to the fact that they kept together. IS-7 has been spotted now. Zerd has been spotted in the middle. He has to be a bit careful there, because you can get shot from so many different positions. We have Eros that is repositioning themselves now. Zerd going for a bit of a cheeky cap. Let's see if I can get you in there a little bit. He isn't doing it mostly to troll, I believe, not to actually cap. But if he does get away with it, then all the better. That was a nice bounce, but he knows now where people are. IS-7 took a bit of a risk there and is getting shot, but so is No Party Without Me. He is in a bit of a precarious position over there. And Zerd is keeping that IS-7 lit. Neither team has much of a point advantage. But there is a tiny, tiny, tiny one on R2K's side. And Zerd keeps trolling. And there goes the IS-7. Nice shot by the grill there. And now Zerd is losing HP. The Batchet is losing a bit of HP. And we have no party without me pushing. We have General that is reloading. And he has to be careful. IS-4 is being shot. Batchet is losing quite a bit of health. Grill is pushing and we are seeing a massive firefight now. And the grill, there goes the Batchet, and now the IS-4 is probably gonna get pushed. We have Winch that's being pushed on the other side. But I'm gonna focus you on this little bit here. And they are trying not to block each other, and I think that's a very good call. Because no party without me is taking quite a bit of damage. But now Eros has lost 3 guns already. They are gonna lose Winch and they are gonna lose Zerd most likely. No, not even. Winch is nicely removed now. And we have a 113 facing off a 113 here. And we have Chocolate probably. That is in a little bit of trouble. There goes Object 3. There goes Whoops. And now we just have the Object 140 left. Together with the 113. And the Object 140 is being rushed now by Zerd and the 1 Mo. He is tracked, which doesn't help. There is not much he can do about that. That is a big ram. There goes Angie. And there goes Edgar. And now it's Romka. On his own against 5. But he is... Winch just missed that. Romka just missed that as well. I'm not sure what happened here. And there, Winch takes the kill after all. And the game goes to R2K. I thought, to be honest, that this game would be going in favor of Eros, mainly because they had a tiny point advantage. But I think the IS-7 at base B was too aggressive, peeked out too far. And I think that just tipped the balance. It was pretty early in the game, but after that it was sort of like an unfolding thing. And now we get the second match on Canyon in 1.5 minutes thereabouts. And oh my god, honestly, the pressure is on Eros because same thing as we had with Raid last time. R2K has to win 1 match to get the point. Eros has to win 2 to get the point. So that means that R2K has basically 2 games to win 1. And Eros has to win all. So there's a difference in pressure. And we see a completely different lineup now on R2K's side. With an STB, an Object 140, 2 113s, 2 AMX 50Bs and a 268. And on Eros' side we see a Grill, a Batchet and a 113, 3 IS-4s and potentially a T62A. And 33 seconds left to go. NG ready up. And there we go. He goes for an AMX 50B. This stuff is making my throat dry, and I'm loving every second of these games. You can't see this, but I'm sitting here like with this big grin, and I'm just looking at the screen, and I'm just waiting for it to start, and I'm just double checking that I have nothing on the screen so that you can see all the action. And I'm just I love it. Let's go. And here we go. Up and away. Let's see where they go. We have Zerd now probably going to go and spot at base B. We have the rest of R2K focusing on base C. Eros is focusing a bit on base A and a bit on base C by the looks of it, or at least near their spawn. We have the AMX that is hanging back potentially to cover Zerd if he needs it. We have Zerd going for a cheeky cap, but he is being spotted, so he has to be careful. Especially since he can get shot quite easily from that side. And we have R2K now also arriving at base C and capping that. We see some blind shots going on. And now Eros is capping base A, whereas R2K is capping base C. And then we have a sort of similar standoff as last time, but reversed and in different tanks. And anything can happen. So we have R2K spread out across the back line here. Look at this. They are in positions ready to cover each other. And Zerd is the only one in the middle that is not at the back line. And I think Zerd is just waiting for them to peek on up and over. We see some shots being taken, no HP damage being done. R2K has a tiny point advantage this time. Because they kept base C a little bit faster. We have Zerd that has been spotted. We have Eros now capping base B, so they have to be careful. Because if they get that, which they will now, they will have a point advantage and it will be hard for R2K to grab that from them. They will need to make a move now. The pressure is definitely on R2K. We have R2K now moving in here towards the grill. They are currently ignoring the other tanks, even though they are losing quite a bit of HP doing so. There goes no party without me. There goes the grill. But it cost them a tank to do this, and the AMX-50B just lost a ton of health. But so did the IS-4. IS-4 is being focused on. The AMXs are being focused on R2K's side. We see HP being bled all around basically. I'm gonna see if I can show you some action while at the same time keeping track of the rest. Ooh, that bounced though. There goes Romka. Winch is very... The AMXs are so low on HP, they have to be careful. There goes the 1 Both tanks have lost... Both teams have lost 2 guns now. Both teams have lost 3 guns now. And Edgar is in a precarious position. He is landing a shot, but it is costing him his life. And now it's 3 versus 4. And General just took a massive hit, but there goes Whoopsie. And they have 2 bases now. So the pressure is back on Eros. But they will have to protect base A. We see some damage being done to Object 3 there. And they have to be careful. We have 3 versus 3. One of them is an AMX with a clipper. And Zerd has to reposition himself if he knows what's good for him, because you have the AMX coming. And now, this is a clever move by Eros. The 268 is losing too much HP this way. And they will have to cap base A as well. I'm taking you around because I want to show you all the action in the same go. We have the AMX that is now giving Zerd a lot of trouble. The IS-4. Ooh, Zerd is being targeted. And he is lost so much HP doing that. And General it is costing him his life. There goes General. And 268 is almost dead as well. There he goes. And now it will be Eros' game. It will be 2-2 and we get the tiebreaker. And oh my god guys, stop doing this to me. Honestly. I think that push was too aggressive. It cost them so much health to take the grill out of the way. I think if they had focused on the IS-4 instead, he was more isolated. It could have been completely different. So we have 1.5 minutes left to go and we're going to Castilla. Which I don't like, but they have to go there anyway. This is the map. We have base A, that is the mat side. We have base B in the middle. We have base C, that is on the heavy side. You don't want to be caught that in base C because there are so many lines of fire into it. And same with base B. That base is always overlooked and there are always people shooting the people into it. I'm gonna take away the map and we're gonna see what they do in just over a minute. And we have R2K that is ready in an STB, a 113, an E5, a T57 heavy, an IS-4, a 268 and a grill. So that's a very interesting lineup, completely different tanks all around. And on the other side we see Eros that is getting ready with an E4, 2 268s and potentially 4 IS-4. So that is quite a bit of armor and a lot of firepower. And Like I said, this is the tiebreaker in more ways than one. The team that wins this match will get a point, and that point will make a difference in the standings, because these teams have so far won everything, and this is the one match where one of them has to lose. So, oh my god. 24 seconds left to go. And I think that is very tricky to have to suddenly move to a different map and see what works there, because if you're a little bit out of the game in any way, that can cost you so much. And these matches are just... Seriously, I'm not playing, I'm just watching and commentating, and my heart is beating in my throat, guys. And here we go! Nice little screen here, with Zerd looking the other way and my Dead Fury there. Let's go, guys. Let's see what happens. Let's see what you do. Let's see what Eros does. And Eros is focusing mainly on base C by the looks of it, with a tiny bit going towards the middle, probably in a camping position. Whereas we have R2K focusing mainly on the other side. And we might be seeing an aggressive push here. Zerd has to be careful there. We have the E5 that is moving in. No one has been spotted just yet. And we have No Party Without Me and One Mo now being spotted. Not sure how he got spotted there. But they are moving towards base A. We have a cheeky Batchat over here. That is going to spot Zerd. We see shots going into the IS-4 now. Zerd has to be careful. He has to run away here, because he's going to lose a lot of HP if he doesn't. But he has two tanks behind him. We have R2K that is now capping base A. We have Eros that is capping base C, but Eros will cap sooner, so they will have a point advantage. And there's about a half K HP advantage in Eros' side as well. So now we are at a bit of stalemate again. R2K is pretty much pushed into one corner. We have the Batchat here that is bouncing a shot. That's not something you see every day. And they have to be careful, because if they move in too fast, they're going to get absolutely punished by those 268. And they're pulling back because they see the 268s. And that is a clever move, because you don't want to get shot like that. General taking a bit of a risk. We have Object 3 moving in now. And there's 3 of them now. We have R2K that is pulling back together. We have the One Mo in the T-57 Heavy on top of the hill at the Citadel. And everyone is in holding positions. Stuff needs to happen. We have the Grill that has been spotted, so he has to be careful because he's a very juicy target. We have Angie that is going back up the track there. Edgar losing a little bit of HP. Zerd now also going onto the Citadel. But Eros has that point advantage. They have to make a kill or get a base. We have Eros that is now making a move. They are heading towards base B probably. Zerd going up the hill on the other side. Let's see. Not much happening just yet. The One Mo holding here, the E100 holding there. Zerd over here. We see 3 guys over there with Angie looking behind them. We have Whoopsie that is turning a little bit around. This is a stalemate match, guys. Blind shot being taken at the Citadel. Edgar losing a ton of HP. Not sure what they were doing here. No Party Without Me moving in. Probably to get some shots. See if he can spot that 268. We have base B now being capped. Edgar and the One Mo have lost a bit of health there. And they have to be careful. Eros is going to cap that base, and then it's definitely pressure on R2K. We see more fireworks here happening. Edgar is in trouble. We have the IS-4 that is being focused fired on. There goes Edgar. He was way too forwards there. And now No Party Without Me is taking hits. Everyone is taking hits. We see Chocolat that is now dead. We have Zerd shooting at the back. And they have to... Ooh, that was a massive shot into No Party Without Me. He is pretty much dead now. And now there he goes. And now R2K is down 2 guns. And Eros only 1. But Eros has 2 bases, so they have the definite pressure. We have NG that is losing a lot of HP. We have Romka. There goes NG. Now it's 5 versus 4. I'm gonna take you a little bit behind because Romka is now being focused. But they have to be careful. The 113 is being focused now. They can't afford to lose more tanks. It is 5 versus 3. General is in trouble. We have the IS-4 here that is being focused. General has to move. General is going to be disappearing now. And R2K now has... It's 4 versus 3. But the point advantage is in Eros' hands still, as is the base advantage. So they need to make a move. We have the 1 Mo making a move. We have Zerd now going into base B. Which is a good call, but it might be too late. We have shots going in. Winch getting shot in the grill. Batchat shooting the grill. And he has no choice. Zerd has got the base now. But they will have to go... Ooh, there goes Whoopsie. Zerd has to survive. He just has to hide. R2K will have the point advantage now. There goes Object 3. Now they... It will be very difficult for them. We have the grill that is pushing up behind the E100. The 1 Mo, you can't afford to die. You have to survive. That was a very expensive miss. That was a very good bounce. And now we have the grill that is almost reloaded. Ooh, but if... Ooh! Oh my god, honestly, guys. Don't do this to me. And we hit 1k. And oh my god. R2K has it, but 1k. Seriously. I don't know about you guys, but these matches tonight have been so incredibly intense. Just what the hell? I've been telling you, right, repeatedly how to get coins. Not my fault if you missed that, by the way. But, oh my god, these matches. So, we are now gonna look at what the stance is. And everyone has finished playing yet. So, let's see what has first done. First lost to Raid. So they get... we now have first with 4 points, that stays. We have Raid with 3 points, that stays. We have Easy, let's look. That won from Hapkey. And lost to Eros earlier tonight, so that's also a definite score. We have Win, let's go have a look. Versus Souls, they won. And they won against Hapkey, so that's also a definite score. And Souls got a point. But they lost the second match. And they lost both. They won before. Yeah, they won before. So the lineup now, the only score that you don't see here is the fact that R2K now has 6 points and Eros has 5. But dude, these matches, honestly. So let's see what else I have in store for you. I'm actually gonna get my Screamer schedule instead, because that's more accurate. Next time I'll be streaming, that it will be this Saturday. I will have R2K versus First, which is definitely gonna be awesome as well. And we have Souls versus R2K, which is the first round of the second sort of round robin thing, because there's 2 stages for it. One is one team going up against 7 others, and the second round is the same thing, but then they just meet everyone again. So on Saturday I'll be streaming R2K versus First and R2K versus Souls, and then on Sunday I will be streaming Souls versus Easy, followed by again R2K versus Eros. Dude, I'm loving these matches. This has been such a blast. This has been so absolutely awesome. I really love it. Whew. Not much else I can say about this except for both Raid and Eros and R2K. Thank you so much for tonight, because this was absolutely epic and I enjoyed every single moment. It was wicked awesome. So, everyone else, thank you for watching. If you have any tips for me or any replays you want to submit, I have a Discord for that, and feel free to contact me. And oh my god, honestly, I can't get over these matches. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I have. And like I said, I'll be back on Saturday. First with the Asia stream, I'll be following Faust. And then in the evening, R2K again. And then in the night, NA. And I'll be following Primo then. So, yeah. That's it for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I definitely did. And I'll be seeing you guys on Saturday, hopefully. Good night.